The Apple Watch's automation features can reduce the friction that prevents people from starting home workouts, but the key word here is can. Whether these features actually help depends on how you set them up and whether you're someone who benefits from this kind of technological scaffolding. The basic idea is sound. The more steps required to start something, the less likely you are to do it. If starting a workout means finding your phone, opening the music app, choosing a playlist, opening the timer app, setting the duration, and then finally beginning to exercise, that's a lot of decision points where you might decide it's too much effort. Creating a shortcut that does all this with one tap removes those friction points. The 10-minute HIIT timer is a practical feature for people who respond well to structured intervals. High-intensity interval training is time-efficient and has strong research support for cardiovascular and metabolic benefits. However, HIIT is not appropriate for beginners, people with certain health conditions, or anyone who hasn't built a baseline level of fitness first. Jumping straight into high-intensity work without preparation is a recipe for injury and burnout. Playing your workout playlist automatically when you start exercising is a simple automation that can genuinely improve your workout experience. Music has been shown to increase exercise enjoyment, help people maintain pace, and reduce perceived exertion. Having this happen automatically removes one small decision from your pre-workout routine. The claim that automation makes exercising harder to skip is interesting but questionable. Yes, reducing steps makes starting easier, but if you don't want to exercise, having a convenient shortcut isn't going to override that lack of motivation. Automation can help when you're ambivalent or slightly resistant, but basically willing. It's not going to help when you're actively opposed to exercising or exhausted. There's also a risk of over-relying on your specific setup. If you become dependent on your automated routine and something disrupts it, you might find yourself unable to exercise without it. What happens when your watch battery dies, when you forget your earbuds, or when your usual playlist doesn't feel right? Building flexibility into your exercise approach is just as important as creating helpful structures. The focus on home workouts is practical, especially post-pandemic, but it's worth acknowledging that home exercise has both advantages and disadvantages. You save time on commuting to a gym, you have privacy, and you can exercise on your schedule. But you also have limited equipment, potential distractions, and lack the social motivation of exercising around others. The Apple Watch's features address some but not all of these challenges. One underappreciated benefit of using the watch's workout tracking is the data accumulation. Over time, you can see patterns in your performance, recovery, and consistency. This information can help you make informed adjustments to your routine. However, you can also become obsessed with the data at the expense of how you actually feel and what your body is telling you. The Shortcuts feature is most valuable for people who already have an established workout routine and want to make it more efficient. If you're someone who struggles to exercise at all, creating elaborate automation is probably not where you should focus your energy. Instead, work on identifying the deeper barriers to exercise and address those first. If you decide to set up workout automation on your Apple Watch, start simple. Don't try to automate every aspect of your routine immediately. Choose one or two friction points that genuinely annoy you and automate those. Test your automation and refine it based on what actually helps versus what seemed like a good idea but doesn't matter in practice. Remember that the goal is sustainable exercise, not perfectly automated exercise. If your automation breaks and that stops you from working out, you've created a dependency that undermines your long-term fitness. Use technology to support your workouts, but don't let it become a requirement for them.